Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to study third chapter of History and Civics. The chapter is Rise and Spread of Islam. This is for class 7th and section A, section B. Today we will study Rise and Spread of Islam. In this chapter we will learn Arabia in pre-Islamic times, life of Prophet Muhammad, rise and spread of Islam in Arabia, teachings and 5 pillars of Islam, and rise of caliphates. Dear children, the rise of Islam as a religion and its spread constitute a significant part of the history of the medieval world. The popularity of the religion resulting from successful military campaigns as well as from its relevance to the lives of very different kinds of people makes it a subject of much interest. Arabia in pre-Islamic times, Arab in pre-Islamic times, they were totally uneducated and the people were divided in groups, clans, tribes, or in Hindi they were divided in Kabila. What happened? It was heredity. There was a head of each Kabila, each tribe, and they fought among themselves for superiority. What they used to do, they used to sell spices, meat to the market. They used to sell gold ornaments to the market and earn money. One such Kabila was Quraysh tribe. One such Kabila was Quraysh tribe, where Prophet Muhammad was born. I'll explain you how. Rise of Islam in Arabia. It was this world that Muhammad was born in 570 CE in the city of Mecca in Quraysh tribe. After being orphaned at an early age, he was raised by his parental grandfather Abd al-Muttalib and his uncle Abu Talib. These were the two people who brought up Muhammad. From a very young age, Muhammad accompanied his uncle on his trading journeys, where he gained experience in trade. His journey taught him about different places and their culture and beliefs. He met people following Judaism and Christianity. Muhammad was a righteous and spiritual man who often spent time meditating in cave Hira. There was a mountain and there was a small cave Hira where he used to go and sit and meditate over there. On Mount Jabal al-Nur near Mecca, he disliked idol worship and was concerned with the tribal clashes and economic inequalities amongst different clans. He believed that worshipping various deities led to these differences. So he gave the message to believe in one God and to love each other. Around 610 CE, when Muhammad was meditating in the cave one night, he received a revelation from God, directly from God, and that message was brought by angel Gabriel, that God has chosen him as his messenger. Gabriel recited the words of God or Allah to Muhammad in verses. Muhammad was 40 years of age at that time. Over the years, Muhammad received numerous revelations which were compiled in the form of Holy Quran. They are the holy books of Muslims. Muhammad started preaching that there is only one God and that he alone should be worshipped. Muhammad also taught that one should live a life in complete submission to the will of Allah. One should live life as God has said in the Holy Quran. This is what the messages he used to give to various tribes in his society, especially in Makkah. But people were against him. Due to his teachings, and he said that there should be no worship of idols and there is only one God and you all should believe in that. And due to this message, people of various tribes were very angry with him and they wanted to kill him. They made a group, and one night they made a group and they said, today we will kill Prophet Muhammad. What happened? When he came to know that people are coming to kill him, one of his companions said, you please in the night only, today right now shift to Medina. Medina is another city which is almost 200-300 kilometers away from Mecca. So same night, when he knew that people are coming to kill him, with his few companions, few friends, he shifted to Medina. He started walking to Medina. This walking from Mecca to Medina with his companions, with his friends, is known as Hijrat. Hijrat is an Arabic word, means to move from one place to another. And this, from this word, and the Islamic calendar, Muslim Islamic calendar is marked. That is called Hijri calendar. Remember, children, it's an important topic. Hijri calendar. This Hijri came. This Hijri got the word from the. This Hijri got name from the word Hijrat. Hijrat means when Prophet Muhammad moved from Mecca to Medina. The people of Medina welcomed Prophet Muhammad and his followers. At Medina, Muhammad set up political community based on Islam. In 629 CE, Muhammad returned to Mecca and seized it. During the next 2.5 years, numerous Arab tribes converted to Islam. Mecca and Medina became the holy places in Islam. Medina became the administrative capital of the rising Islamic state, with Mecca as its religious center. The idols in the Kaaba in Mecca were removed as Muslims faced the shrine while offering prayers. By the time of Muhammad's death in 632 CE, Islam has spread to the entire Arabian Peninsula. Within a short period, Prophet Muhammad was able to unite the varying tribes of Arabia under a new faith, community and state. Now we are going to study the topic principles of Islam. What were the principles of Islam? There were mostly 5 principles. That is Shahada. What is Shahada? Having faith in one God. Second is Salat. What is Salat? Salat means prayer, to offer 5 times prayer daily. What is Zakat? Zakat is charity, to give amount or something to the needy, who is very needy, to give share your wealth to him. That is what called Zakat. That is, these all are confirmed. You have to do it. Being a Muslim, they have to follow this, because it was the main principle of Islam, 5 pillars of Islam. What? To fast in the month of Ramadan. This was the 4th option, 4th principle. And the last is, if you are capable of doing Hajj, pilgrimage to Mecca, if you are capable. These were the 5 pillars. Now I'll show you. Shahada, that is faith, divine faith in one God, believe in one God. Salat, Salat means prayer. Zakat, Zakat is charity. And Sawn is fasting. And the last one is Hajj, pilgrimage to Mecca. These are the 5 pillars of Islam. And maybe it may come in the exam. This may ask the question, so you have to write. There is a question in the chapter, in the last. I will explain you later. Islam after Muhammad. What happened to Islam after Muhammad? The caliphate started after the death of Prophet Muhammad. Caliphs were the person who were responsible to spread the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. Muhammad was succeeded by his loyal companion Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr took the title of Khalifa or Caliph. Khalifa is an Arabic word. It is called head. The Caliph became the religious and political head of Muslims. Under the leadership of Abu Bakr and later Umar, the second Caliph, the Arabs emerged as a formidable military force and went on to conquer new lands at great speed. The zeal for territorial expansion was driven by religious fervor as well as the need to have control over greater resources. Umar was followed by Uthman as the next caliph, but his reign was brought to an abrupt end in 656 CE. He was succeeded by Ali, who was related directly to the Prophet. Ali was the grandson of Prophet Muhammad, who was related directly to the Prophet. After the death of Ali, the caliphate moved into the hands of Umayyad dynasty, and after that Abbasid dynasty. How many people were there? See, first caliph Abu Bakr, second caliph Umar, third caliph Uthman, fourth caliph Ali, fifth caliph Umayyad dynasty, and then last is Abbasid dynasty. The Umayyad and Abbasid dynasty. In these dynasties, the Umayyad caliphs established their capital as Damascus and adopted the court ceremonies and administrative institutions of the Byzantine Empire. Damascus became the political head of Muslims at that time when Umayyad caliph established their capital at Damascus, and they all adopted the administrative institution of the Byzantine Empire. They also introduced the concept of hereditary succession, thus ending the traditional Muslims' rule of electing representatives by Muslims community. So no one was allowed to choose their representative. It became hereditary because how? If I was king, then my son would be king after me, then after him his son would be king. This is called hereditary. Everything was from the family itself, so no outsiders were engaged, thus ending the traditional Muslim rule of electing representatives by the Muslim community. Under the Umayyads, the Islamic empire stretched over vast areas like Iran, Syria, Central Asia, Western Asia, North Africa, and parts of Europe including Spain. The Umayyad dynasty ruled for about 90 years and was replaced by the Abbasid dynasties. They shifted the caliphate from Damascus to Baghdad. Baghdad today is the capital of Iraq. Under the Abbasids, the Arabs came to be associated with greatness and glory. Their empire came to be identified as the pinnacle of civilization owing to their prosperity and power. Great cities such as Cairo, Damascus, and Baghdad flourished and became centers of learning and knowledge. Their material prosperity allowed the Arabs to develop a new Islamic architectural style characterized by minarets and domes. The new cities were adorned by impressive buildings following this style. The growing political aspirations of the Muslims brought them in direct conflict with the Christian world. The conflict later came to concentrate on the city of Jerusalem. The Christian Pope launched the Crusades. What is Crusades? It's a holy war to reclaim the Holy Land. After their initial success, the Christians forces were compelled to retreat. Now, how Islam reached in India, we are going to study in the next topic, India and the Arab world. The Arabs had established trade relations with India since pre-Islamic times. Arab merchants would sail to the west coast of India to trade spices, gold, and other goods. This led to Arab settlements on the western coast of India. As Islam spread in Arabia, the Arab traders brought their religion and culture to India. There was increase in Islamic influence in the coastal regions as many people embraced Islam. In 712 CE, Arabs under Muhammad bin Qasim invaded and occupied Sindh. Sindh is the area of Punjab today. However, they could not expand further due to the presence of strong Rajput kingdoms. So, from Sindh Valley, they stopped because Rajput kingdoms, Rajput kings and their armies strongly stopped Muhammad bin Qasim's. The Turks. What is Turk? Turks are the person who belong from Turkestan. It's a country, Islamic country, and lies in the Middle East. By 9th century CE, the Arab Empire split into many independent kingdoms. Among them were the Turkish kingdom of Ghazni and Ghor. In the next chapter, we will study about them, and from there, the Sultanate period in India started. Ghazni and Ghor, they came India, but only to loot the wealth of India, and from there onwards, the Sultanate period started. We'll read in the next chapter. I'll make you explain. Their rulers launched a series of invasions into the Indian subcontinent, paving way to the establishment of Muslim rule in India. After the Sultans, we will read about the Mughals, how they came India, how they started their journey, and how this Mughal dynasty came into existence in India. So children, this was the chapter of Rise and Spread of Islam, chapter 3 in History Civics for class 7th. Now we will do the exercises and then question answer. I will send you the answers on the copy written. Okay children, hope you have understood. If still there persists any problem, if you don't understand any topic, please inform me on my personal number, WhatsApp number. I'll try to explain once again. Don't hesitate, please do ask if you don't understand anything, because everything will be checked by our sister principal, so be ready. Hope you understood the lesson, and I'll give the exercises within a short span of time right now. Thank you. Have a good day ahead.